And I'm Renee.
And this is TiPb TV.
Switching to the Verizon iPhone.
Right, Android users, BlackBerry users.
AT&T iPhone users. I mean, there's going to be, I think, millions of people making the switch.
A huge influx.
If you're moving from the AT&T iPhone to the Verizon iPhone, what do?
Oh, plug it into iTunes. Sync it over, unplug it, use
And
your
you're
phone.
good to go. I mean, iTunes does a complete backup. You plug in the new iPhone, does a complete restore, and you basically have the same phone just on a new network.
Easy to go.
Switching to the BlackBerry.
It's going to be a huge change.
It's yin to yang. I mean, they're completely different philosophies.
And a little bit more to get used to.
Well, so the first rule, and this applies to I think any phone, is if you want to get your basic contacts, email, addresses over, go to Gmail. Use Gmail on your BlackBerry, get all your information up into Google's ginormous cloud, and then when you get the iPhone, you can suck it back down.
That's true. That's true. So that you can get a similar user experience,
Yeah.
because the user experience is different between the two.
Well, I think like the first thing is BBM. I mean, there's people who just sit there on BBM all day. Send a message, you get to see when it's delivered, when the other person reads it. It's very intrusive, but some people really like that. You're gonna want to get something like Kik, which is a multi-platform messaging application. It is proprietary, just like BBM, so what you use in Kik can only be in Kik. But it shows you the read status, the delivered status, it gives you all of that.
Yeah.
There's also WhatsApp. A lot of people like WhatsApp, which is just a lot of fun to say, which is BlackBerry, Android, iPhone. So once you get all your friends on that, you probably won't miss BBM as much. Georgia, theme. What are my options on the iPhone?
Well, unfortunately, the iPhone doesn't allow you to theme it
What?
as of yet, but if you want to, you can jailbreak, and
Okay.
then you have access to the Cydia store, which has tons of themes.
And they even launched their own separate theme at store now.
They have their own theme store. It's very, very cool. You can just download Winterboard, and then you can download all kinds of separate themes and install them.
If you're an Android user, if you're using the Droid or maybe the Samsung Galaxy S Fascinate and you're coming on over to the iPhone side, the next thing is your Google apps. So we already
Right.
spoke about Gmail. There is a hybrid solution. It's called Mailroom. It's a couple bucks in the App Store, and basically it wraps gmail.com in an app wrapper so that you can access your contacts and read attachments inside the actual Gmail. But I mean, Google does make Google Voice for the iPhone.
Right.
They make Google mobile app, which does voice search. It's not as good as the embedded search in the other versions of Android, but it's something. It also has Google Goggles built into it. There's Google Maps on the iPhone. You can also get Google Latitude. I mean, there's just a ton of Google apps. There's no Google Navigation, so there's no free turn-by-turn. You can get Waze, which is free, or
Right.
you can pay for something like Navigon Mobile Navigator. The last thing, the famous Steve Jobs saying, the Android market is for the porn, and
Yes.
Apple does not allow that on the iPhone.
There's no prawn on the iPhone.
No, not in the App Store, but it does happen to have what I think is the best mobile browser in the business.
Could that be Safari?
That is Safari, and Safari accesses the web, and the web, it is full of the porns.
It just might be.
Yeah. So, but it's not just that. I mean, anything that you can't find in the App Store, you can often find as a web app. I mean, Google makes great web apps. A lot of companies have great web apps, so if you can't find it in the App Store, I would recommend, Apple even has an index of like 1,000 different web apps.
And some people are upset because we're not going to have Flash. They're not going to have Flash, so they can just get Skyfire.
Yeah, and Skyfire transcodes Flash to H.264 video, and you can watch Viddler, all the different services that don't quite yet support the iPhone. You're also going to want a jailbreak because you're used to rooting your phone probably.
Probably, maybe not, but either way, if you want a similar experience, really jailbreaking is going to give you
Yeah.
access to many more things that you'd like to do in
So
comparison
rooting
to not.
equals jailbreak, just keep that in mind. And if you need extra help, we have a Verizon iPhone forum. You go to forums.tippy.com. You go to the Verizon iPhone forum. Any questions you have, any expert advice you need, any help switching over, and we have tons and tons of stuff
We have
at.
guides,
Where are they?
tippy.com/guides.
Yeah.
And then we also have tippy.com/tips.
And everything. We're going bonkers with how to switch to Verizon tips this week. So
Right, and if you have any questions, please send them in. If you have any tips of your own,
let us
send
know.
them
We need help. We're switching.
in.
get them in a sense. Yeah.
They're intrusive.